Hey y'all, it's your senior soul sister. I know it's been a minute. It is now the beginning of March 2025. I'm at my 6 month, so I thought I'd come and give a quick update, let you see where my hair is, what's going on with it. And I also wanted to give some tips on maintaining your hair and avoiding those costly repairs and the unraveling issue. I just had my retie done, so this is what it's looking like in 6 months. Didn't put anything special on it. She just wet it with some water as she was doing my retightening. I don't think it's really growing yet. I did ask her whether or not it was locking. She said, no, definitely not. It's not anywhere near that. So it'll probably take me a good year to a year and a half. One of the other things that we talked about, I thought that the repairs that she did was usually the situation that I was dealing with, where the first loctician had left out too much of my hair. She left out about 4 to 6 inches in some places that she did not do the knot all the way at the end. But what my loctician said was that the most of the repairs that she has to do now are because people aren't maintaining their hair, especially at that um, baby lock stage, right? Anywhere from that year to 6 months to the 1 month to 6 months to a year, when you're still starting out and your hair hasn't started to lock and it's just unraveling on you. So how do you avoid that? The first thing is that you have to have a maintenance schedule. Whether you are doing it yourself, DIY, or whether you're going to a loctician, make sure that you set up a schedule. When I first started, I was going every 4 weeks. Then I moved it up to 5 weeks. Now at 6 months, I feel comfortable with moving it out, bumping it out every 6 weeks. My hair isn't growing that fast, but I have close to 500 locks. It's 490 something, and it takes her just under 3 hours to do my hair. So that's quite a bit. And depending on the length of your hair, it can take that long, right? A good hour and a half to 3 hours to do your retie. So the last thing that you want is the unraveling to be added in addition to that. So put yourself on a schedule anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. If you try to go 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, number one, your hair is going to mat. These locks are going to mat together. And then if you try and pull them apart, or your loctician tries to pull them apart, it's going to break your hair. You're probably also going to have a lot of loose, unraveled ends. So you're going to then have to have the repair. So the first one is the maintenance schedule. The next one is, I do not wear my hair out like this unless I am going into the office or I have an event to go to. On any given day when I am at home, my hair is basically in a twist. And I'm going to show you this right quick. This is what I do while I'm watching TV in the evening. There's no reason you don't have to stand in a mirror or anything like that. Just two-strand twist your hair any kind of way, or you can, a lot of times what I do is when I get more towards the ends, I will braid it just to try and keep it together longer, especially if I'm going to keep it like this for a good week or a couple of days. And the biggest thing with this is not only the shaft of your hair, but it is when you get to these ends. This is what you want to protect. So down at the end, all I'm doing is twisting it. And this is very similar to what I show you in the wash day video. So when I get to this end, I'm going to do it similar to how I would do a Bantu knot. You see how I'm bringing that hair back up the shaft so that I have this formed at the end. The difference is I'm not using my thicker twist, my thicker tie that I would use when I'm washing it. I'm using a thinner one. And the only reason I'm using this is it has the coating on it. I don't do well with the rubber bands because they tend to break off my hair. So I prefer these. And what I'm doing, I started at the top where I ended with that little part. And then I've got this. And that's what you're looking for. That way, when this comes in contact with something, it's not going to unravel. And so, for example, when you're taking your shower, I usually will still put these up in a scrunchie or pin them up, I don't put anything on it like a bonnet or shower cap, because you want the mist from the shower to moisturize your hair. But that's all you need. You don't need to have your hair drenched. So if you're getting in the shower with your hair like this, your ends are going to come loose. They're going to get in contact with all that shampoo, or not shampoo, but soap, um, bath soap, whatever you're using, right? Shower gel, and all of that water is going to be sitting in your hair. You don't need that. There's no reason to wet your hair every day. If you feel like you want some extra moisture, especially when I first get it done and my scalp is more itchy, all I'm doing is, this is a mister. And the only thing I have in here is filtered water from my fridge, as well as some organic tea tree oil. And I'm basically spraying my scalp and massaging it. That's it. My next tip is, in addition to doing this, maybe 3 on each side, 4 on each side, depending on just how thick your hair is, I make sure that I cover my hair. I don't like anything across my forehead. And if you have thinning edges like I do, a lot of the bonnets have that piece that goes here that's nylon, and it tends to rub your hair. So I prefer this one. It's Blissy. It's got a little bit of elastic in the back, but nothing really in the front but material. So when you put it on, and there's plenty of room for your hair, even if it was loose. And you see how you can push this back off of your scalp. So up in here, it's nothing but just material. There's nothing binding on it. You can push it back off of those edges however far you want to, and it stays in place. It works great. The other thing that I do in addition to that, and this is my next step, is I always make sure that I'm sleeping on a satin or a silk pillowcase. The reason for that is, say you do go to bed and you just have this done, and you're not putting on the cap or bonnet. Like, a lot of people just don't want to sleep with anything on their hair. There are times when I do that, but I have the extra protection of that satin pillowcase, or satin or silk pillowcase, so I don't have to worry about it. Most of us know, if you are sleeping on cotton, even that microfiber, it tends to dry out your hair. Now, of course, you are trying to have your hair dry so that it can lock, but you don't want to pull out the natural oils in your hair, and that cotton pillowcase will just do damage to it. So those are my basic maintenance tips. That's what I do on a regular basis. You just have to get into a routine of what works for you. Find that routine that works and then stick with it and commit to it. Like I said, you don't want to deal with the unraveling, and that's what's going to happen. Think about all the times that your hair comes in contact with something. It's not just when you get in the shower. For example, a lot of people, it's still winter, right? You're putting on that scarf, that winter wool scarf, that's touching your hair. You're putting on your coat, that's touching your hair. When you come home, you're putting on your fuzzy robe, right? That cozy blanket. Everything is touching these ends, and so it will pull on them more than you could ever realize. And you're saying, how in the world, like, I'm putting something on my hair when I take my shower, how is it still unraveling? It's all of those ways that your hair comes in contact with stuff. So that's what you want to try and avoid and protect it. Hope that helps. I'll talk to you the next time. Bye.